following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
We are live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Tank Spencer, and he's Jeremy Greene. And the best worst-case scenarios roll on here in the NFC East.
We'll do the Philadelphia Eagles. We have an Eagles fan in the comments. Our Giants fan didn't show up, so they get done last.
All right, Eagles fan in the comments. The Philadelphia Eagles. Are you going to make a move? That's the big question. Adam Schefter tweeted it out the other day that there's still some rumblings about Deshaun Watson being moved. And, you know, the one team that's going to be involved is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm. That's the only team. I've said this for months.
Mm-hmm.
I backed off of it. I'll be damned if Adam Schefter didn't steal my thunder and say I just hadn't heard it in a while.
Right.
So I backed off like, well, we're getting close to the season. Things aren't going to happen. Something's going to happen with Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
He's either playing for the Houston Texans or he's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you tell me he's playing for the Eagles, this becomes the most difficult division to figure out in the NFL.
I think even if he's playing with the Philadelphia Eagles, they're still the third best team in this division.
I don't agree with you.
I just can't. Look,
you go
Deshaun
from
Watson's
the worst quarterback in the division to the
it.
best, and you don't think they move at all.
No, they do, but not. No, but that would make them better than the Giants. I believe the Giants are the third best team in this division right now.
I think it's close.
And so they would be.
I would say they're probably, with Jalen Hurts, they're the worst team in the division.
Mm-hmm.
With Deshaun Watson, you could convince me of any of the three spots. Because at the end of the day, you've got Devontae Smith. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with Zach Ertz.
Mm-hmm.
Cut him, I guess. But you still got Goddard. You still got Jalen Reagor that I do like. The weapons aren't as bad as everybody makes it out to be. Not with Devontae Smith in, because I like Devontae Smith a lot.
I don't hate the weapons because now you have Travis Fulgham as your three.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Fulgham's great as the three. Not very good if he's your one, like he was last year. Jalen Reagor gets some time to bounce back from a disappointing rookie season. And Devontae Smith, we've all got high hopes for him because of how dominant we saw him be at Alabama. You give them a legitimate quarterback, then you've got the running game, you've got the weapons for him to throw to. Hopefully you're going to have a healthy offensive line. I mean, the offensive line was decimated by injuries last year. What was the stat I gave yesterday on ESPN Asheville that they had, without considering COVID, Philadelphia lost 126 starts last year, or 126 games, excuse me, not starts, games between all of their players. Lane Johnson, if he can stay healthy. Andre Dillard, who missed all last year. Wasn't great his rookie year, but he does have promise. And you still got Jason Kelce there, who's just timeless.
If the line is healthy, the line's actually pretty good.
Yes.
And adding, I think Landon Dickerson's going to find a place to play, and I think it's at left guard to start with, and then he replaces Kelce in a year. I don't mind the line. There's a lot of good coming out about Miles Sanders. I don't know if you saw this or not. Howard Cosell did a film breakdown of Miles Sanders. He's way better than you think he is. The production hasn't been there, but it's cyclical. It will come. I still like Miles Sanders. I think he's going way too low in fantasy draft.
Mm-hmm. Did you say Howard Cosell? Greg Cosell.
Greg Cosell. Sorry,
Cosell.
I said his dad, not him. My bad. If Howard Cosell was doing it, it would be on the Zombie Channel.
Always did love Howard Cosell, though.
Howard Cosell.
As far as the defense goes,
if you figured out the second corner, the defense isn't bad.
Really?
Hey, and now you don't have Jalen Mills to be just a fucking sieve because New England paid him U.S. dollars. That's a thing you did.
Mm-hmm. They don't.
I would pay Jalen Mills $5 U.S. to go the fuck away.
They don't. The defense of this team doesn't tickle my pickle at all.
And I disagree with you.
Okay.
They have edge rushers, fact or fiction.
They do.
They have four of them, and they have a fifth that I loved coming into this draft in Veron Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be able to get after the quarterback. You still got Fletcher Cox in the middle. I like Javon Hargrave more than most do. I think if I did an all unheralded team, Javon Hargrave would probably be the D tackle.
Okay, and then
you still have Darius Slay that can shut down ones. The only and be real honest, name a team in this division that you really have to worry about more than one receiver. It's
Dallas.
only Dallas. That's the only one.
You're not worried about Curtis Samuel in Washington?
No, because I'm afraid of how Scott Turner's going to use him.
Yeah.
I'm afraid he's going to use him the same way he did in Carolina, and he's an afterthought. And the Giants have Kenny Golladay and then Darius Slayton. He's fine. Sterling Shepard, he lives hurt. Evan Ingram, he has 10 of these. Got 10 thumbs.
Okay. So Darius Slay can focus on the one. They did get Anthony Harris, who's a guy I like.
Slasher said he's the Eagles fan, by the way. Well, he or she, I don't know if it's a man or woman. What about the D-line? Yeah, it's the D-line. That's the whole thing. You can get after the quarterback in this division all the way in because these are going to be teams that try to score. This division has gone from being real grinded out defense oriented. It's very spread now. Do you know what that does? Puts a lot of onus on the 5 linemen.
Yeah.
Rob Johnson said, what about De'Ami Brown? It's going to take a year. I love De'Ami Brown. We covered him for several years in North Carolina. Love him. But he ain't ready yet. I'm just telling you, if Philadelphia made a move for Deshaun Watson, and I'm telling you, this would be buy low to the highest extreme. To the highest extreme. Slasher said Josh Sweat, which is still a name that makes me want to bite this fucking table because I'd scream for the Jets to take him, and Philadelphia took him like 2 spots ahead of a Florida State guy. He and all. If Deshaun Watson's the quarterback of this team, what is their record? I have a feeling you're going to say a number that's going to piss me off.
Oh, you know, it's something that's been so out there that I haven't even really considered it. Let me take a look at the schedule here.
Their schedule lays out very poorly, by the way. They have a very late bye week, of which that's one of the reasons that I kind of fell off the Deshaun's going to Philadelphia train. Because with a bye week that late, you really needed him in camp earlier. But camp's not starting yet. So.
I'm going to go.
He's going to say 7-10.
No, I'm not. I'm at 9-8, maybe close to 10-7.
There it is. You have come around to my way of thinking. Welcome to the smart table. This is what I've been trying to say forever. Philadelphia is not one of those teams that goes, hey, let's be dog shit. So they just don't do that.
Right.
If you look at Philadelphia Eagle history over the take away last year, they've had one season where they had 4 wins in 15 years. They've had 2 bad years in 15 years. That's not what this team does. This is the splashy destination. This is the Nnamdi Asomugha, Vince Young Dream Team Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
This is still the same brain trust that did that.
Yes.
So I just refuse to believe that they watched Jalen Hurts, who has been god-awful, don't believe any. I have a friend in the media in Philadelphia. He is dog shit, and they know it. They fully know it. They know they fucked that up. They will never admit that on camera, but guess what? Dougie Doug did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, the one that no longer cashes paychecks from the Eagles, he admitted it. It was a fuck up. You can get Deshaun Watson right now. I would say you could get Deshaun Watson for a 1. If Philadelphia was willing to come off their one, basically the same comp package they gave up that they got for Carson Wentz, you give up a 1 next year and a compensatory pick. It's a 3 if he doesn't make the team or doesn't play a game. It's a 2 if he plays 50% of the snaps. It's a 1 if he plays 75% of the snaps. You tell me who says no to that. Houston gets rid of the headache. Philadelphia buys the lottery ticket, and they have draft capital to do it.
Right. Because you also got to think if they give up their own pick for next year.
And that's the thing. It would have to be their own pick.
Right. They give up their own pick for next year. If Deshaun Watson doesn't play this year, this team is bad. Good. Right. This team is bad. And there Houston has the top pick. Not the top pick, but one of the top picks. Oh, yeah. I could see them definitely going down that path. No, and when I was saying that the defense for this team doesn't really tickle my pickle, it's just
it's the back.
To me, it's not great.
It's the back half.
Right.
It's the linebackers in the secondary that didn't do it for you.
Right.
I get it. It's an average. The back half is average.
Thank you.
The line is top 5 in the league.
Average was the right descriptor there.
Yeah.
Kelvin
the back
Joyner,
half's average.
Kelvin Joyner said in the comments that Jalen Hurts is being set up as the fall guy here. Now, I don't see that. To me, he is what he is.
Well, okay, so all right. So I like how he said that because it leads me into the worst case scenario for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hurts, not so good. First of all, before I go any further, I have to say this because I never thought he would agree with me, and I said it before the show. John Cougar Mellencamp, far superior to Bruce Springsteen. Fight me. It's not even debatable to me, but Hurts So Good, one of the best songs ever. Love it.
I wanted to tell him he was wrong, but I don't.
You can't. You can't because I'm not wrong, and his last name was Cougar. Anybody whose last name is a mountain cat, you're a pretty cool cat to me.
Way better singer. Way
Not
better
even
singer
close.
than Bruce Springsteen.
Kelvin said he's been set up to be the fall guy. I disagree with you. Because here, one of two things happens for Philadelphia. They either make a move because they know he's not the guy, or they go into this year with Jalen Hurts as the starter because they feel like they have to prove to the fan base he can't do it. First of all, we work right beside a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. We used to host a show with a guy that played for the Eagles for a pretty good long damn time. We know this team reasonably well. They know he's not the guy. They know. The problem is that there's a large percentage of the fan base that thinks he can be because they watched him at Alabama. He's not. He's not that guy. I love how Slasher said it. He leaves clean pockets way too much. Yeah, I've been saying that since he was at Alabama. I said it at Oklahoma. I said it last year with the Eagles. It's who he is. He's a runner. You know, everybody always grimaced at the Lamar Jackson's a running back. Jalen Hurts is a running back that just so happens to throw the ball.
Yeah.
He's a pretty damn good one, too.
Yeah.
When I evaluated him for the draft, I evaluated him as a running back. Because I thought he could be a damn good one because he can actually run dudes over. Problem is he can't throw. He can't throw. He has no anticipation whatsoever. He can't lead a receiver to save his life. And I think if you give him 17 games as a starter, he is going to throw more interceptions than you can shake a stick at. And the problem is you don't know where to go. What are you going to do? Go put it in Joe Falco?
Right.
That signing never made any sense to me. It still doesn't make any sense to me. And it bothers the shit out of me because I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
You can't have two quarterbacks that are this different. I mean, just think about it. All right, Baltimore has Lamar Jackson. You had RG3 as the backup because they do similar shit. I'm not saying they're the same quarterback.
Yeah.
This is chocolate ice cream and mangoes. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Sort of like the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott and Andy Dalton last year.
There's still pocket quarterbacks that can throw the ball. Jalen Hurts is a running back, to be completely honest. You're going to have to run a funky-ass offense that is very similar to Baltimore's. I understand Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts are not the same guy. They're both run-first guys.
Yeah.
This offense ain't set up for that. First of all, you have 3 wide receivers. Not one of them can block worth a fuck. That's a very bad sign. By the way, that's one of the reasons that he gave that Miles Sanders has looked so bad. Watch the breakdown from Greg Cosell. It will open your eyes a lot on Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Nick Mullins, that's another one. I don't get it. These are 2 guys that cannot back up Jalen Hurts. So what does that tell you? Jalen Hurts may not be the quarterback. Jalen Hurts may be the Taysom Hill to Deshaun Watson. And it's the only thing that makes all of this make sense. My favorite line, when you hear hoofbeats, it's much more likely to assume horses than zebras. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Worst case scenario is they don't pull out a Deshaun Watson deal. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback.
And they go 3-14.
Thank you for saying it before I could.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
3-14.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 13.
3-14. Before I say a record, I cognitively see the number 17.
I haven't trained my brain to do that yet.
Yeah, it took a long time. Get drug in the comments a few times. It'll happen.
Right.
Because it's usually me. I'm the one that pisses people off, so they tend to want to make fun of every little nitpicky thing I say.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the range of outcomes for the Eagles is the biggest of any team in the NFL. Jalen Hurts starts 17 games, you go 3-14, and he's probably not on this team in a year. Make a deal for Deshaun Watson. You could probably find a role for Jalen Hurts where you can use his skill set. and I could see them being 10-7, 11-6. I could see them winning this division with Deshaun Watson. That's how drastic this is.
I could as well. And at least, and if they don't win the division, if they get Deshaun Watson, they're going to be in the hunt. Because I don't expect the Washington football team in Dallas to be that much better than a 10-7 record. They're going to be in that 12-5, 11-6 area. So it's going to be real close down to the division, and those 2 games against Dallas at the end of the year that come a week apart, those could very well play a huge role in determining this. And again, if Dallas is bad or their defense is bad, you give the Eagles a little bit of a bump in that.
Slasher asked me in the comments, what are the chances Hurts actually plays above the standards of most analysts? 0. He was a 52% completion quarterback last year. That doesn't deserve to be in the NFL, let alone starting. And I understand it was a small sample size with bad wide receivers. I don't give a shit. He actually took pressure off the line because he did have the ability to run. So they couldn't just jailhouse him until they figured out that they could. I'll be honest with you, if he starts 17 games, the mantra of the defensive coordinator every week is going to be, we are going to send the hellhounds at him. Because all you had to do was get somebody in his face and he went all to hell.
Yep.
And it happened week after week after week. It took 1 week. It took one game for defensive coordinators to go, every time we blitz him, he just tends to poop in his pants. Maybe we should do that more often. And they did, and he became the quarterback that I told you he was before he was drafted. But now the bad thing for Philadelphia, when you bring in a guy like Jalen Hurts and Tim Tebow, and there are a lot of guys like this, that we saw them be good in college. And so people get duped by it because people don't, in large part, people don't understand that just because you're a good college quarterback does not mean that you'll be a good NFL quarterback. And vice versa. Not all great NFL quarterbacks were great college quarterbacks.
Right.
Tom Brady got benched. I understand, long time ago. Russell Wilson, he was fine.
But NC State said no thanks.
Yeah. NC State looked at him and went, nope, we'd rather play Mike Glennon and his weird small head on his big shoulders. Damn it, I thought I had you right there. I saw that cup go up. I was like, oh, that computer's getting fucked up today.
He's trying to plan out spit takes now.
And I mean, the thing is that the defense can keep you in. I think the pass rush will keep them in games. I don't look at them the same way I look at the Texans. The Texans, without Deshaun Watson, will literally get blown out every fucking week.
Right.
They will get slaughtered. I don't see that with Philadelphia. I think they'll be able to keep games close. I just don't think you win. Because, all right, look, here's my problem with Philadelphia. Team scores, you're down a touchdown with 2 minutes to go. There a snowball's chance in hell that Jalen Hurts gets you down the field?
Nah.
No. Because you can't throw deep. I don't have to respect you throwing deep because you can't do it. So I think you'll lose a lot of close games that way. I don't think it's going to be god-awful.
Yeah.
I just think the record's going to be god-awful. But I think 2-1s get you Deshaun Watson, and I think you should do it.
I agree.
Because as I have said with Deshaun Watson, he took him in his Scott Fishbowl draft.
Yes, I did.
And I told him to do it for about 4 rounds before he actually did. Because I cannot wrap my brain around the fact that there are actually people that think Deshaun Watson is not going to play this year.
There are a lot of people under the impression that he's going to wind up on the commissioner's exempt list, and they're not going to allow him to play.
Name me the other guy that's ever happened.
It's never happened before.
No, it has. Ray Rice did.
Well, no, but I mean without some kind of criminal charges being filed, no.
You know why? I can't believe I can't believe nobody in the media has said this out loud. Because you can't. There's a CBA for a fucking reason. You can't put him on the exempt list. If he did, the NFLPA would lose its shit, and it would last 3 days.
Yep.
Because they would fold like a deck chair. Because with no criminal prosecution, you can't do that. The commissioner's exempt list, it's been used that way because guys like, I don't know, Ray Rice, who beat the hell out of his girlfriend, wife at the time, and it was on camera. There's no, I didn't do it to that. Kareem Hunt, same thing. It was on camera. This is a he said, she said. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't claim to. What I do know is the CBA, and I know it quite fucking well. There's no shot he gets suspended unless there is some form of criminal prosecution.
Yeah, all other cases have been like Adrian Peterson when he was dealing with the whipping of his child, and Melvin Gordon, didn't he end up on the exempt list for a couple of weeks because of the DUI?
I believe so.
There was somebody,
but these are all things that
right.
It's provable. It's all on camera. Like every bit of this, there's no, I didn't do it. That's what this is. It just blows my mind how, and I'm really not trying to be political here, so I'm going to say this and just leave it on the table. You do it what the fuck you want to. It shocks me how many people do not understand what their rights are as employees or as employers. What you can and cannot do. It just blows my mind that people don't get that.
Yep. I got him in the 9th round of the Scott Fish Bowl, and I feel pretty damn good about it.
Which is pretty fucking swift.
It is. But there are a lot of people that are under that impression. There's a nice little tracker on the Scott Fish Bowl where you can see how all of the other teams have drafted as well. The latest somebody drafted Deshaun Watson was in the 18th round.
That's dumb.
Apparently everybody in that league believes that Deshaun Watson is not going to play this year. But me, I was considering doing it in the 7th round and waited until I couldn't wait any longer. To me, it's just a gimme on the board. He's going to play somewhere. And I hope it's for the Philadelphia Eagles. I honestly do. I want to see this. I want to see this turn out to, because him in Houston again just doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
He was amazing last year. He was like the 2nd best quarterback in the league last year, except yardage wise.
4 games.
Or no, actually, he led the league in yardage last year, and they won 4 games with him. He needs to be in a place where he can win. Philadelphia may be that place.